Hey guys, I'm going to do a story today when I was younger, growing up, before I became a made guy. I was in the Rampers. A friend of mine, Joe Vitale, he was with me. We would do a lot of things together. We were good friends. And one day we were going to go on a score, an armed robbery. And we robbed a car that we would use the stolen car. I parked my car in a place that I figured after the robbery, we would get away, we would drive the car there, we would leave the stolen car, get in my car, and take off. So everything was good. We had ski masks, pistols. I had a 45 on me, on my lap. And we were driving away. We were in New York, and I was on Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. And we were going to where we were going to do the robbery. And a car pulled up on the side of me as I was stopped for a light. And a guy was hanging out of the window, the passenger side, what looked like a rifle. And he was screaming at me to pull over. There was a driver, and I put my hand up. I said, whoa, take it easy. What the fuck is that? What is going on? As I did that, I grabbed a gun on my lap. I had the gun in my hand, and he turned to tell the driver, I heard his words, pull in front of them. I came out with the gun, and I pulled the trigger once, twice, 3 times. Nothing. Click, click, click. It didn't work. He heard it. He was turning around. It was almost like in slow motion. He was turning around. I saw the rifle coming up again. And my friend Joe said, Sammy, hit the gas. And I hit the gas. I took off out like a bat out of hell, speeding down Flatbush Avenue. They were chasing us. He was hanging out of the side of the window, shooting this rifle at us. Boom, bang, boom, the windows exploding. He was hitting, but not us. He hit one that went right into the car, right into the radio. The radio exploded. I was wiggling with the car back and forth, and he just kept shooting. We couldn't get rid of him. I must have been doing 65, 70 miles an hour on a city street, which is flying. Cars and people are flying by, and I'm boogieing. I can't go any faster. My friend Joe Vitale had his foot up, thinking that if we crashed, at least he has no safety belts, no nothing like that on. So I get to the point that I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna get away. So the next big avenue that's crossing us, I yank the wheel, and the car is literally on 2 wheels, and we're making it. He's still following, and he's shooting. I get hit right in the back of the head on the right side. Now the bullet is coming in on this angle, so it hits my skin, breaks my skin, touches the scalp. It's going in that direction, and it kind of pushes it off and keeps going. But I'm hit, and I'm pouring out blood. I put my hand up, and I see blood all over the place, and I'm going. I said, Joe, I'm hit. He says, Sammy, me too. He's hit. He's got his shirt up. When I turn around, and he's got his stomach, his guts, things in his hand, and pissing out blood. I saw this motherfucker's going to kill us. I'm going to make another turn onto a side street. Now it's a lot harder. It's a smaller street. It's not a big avenue now. I'm going to make it. I turned the wheel with everything I got, and no, I'm not. I hit a car. One car hit the other car. I hit 6 or 7 cars. Joe's guts are in his hand. I'm bleeding from my fucking head. My car is finally stopped. The gun is, God knows where, on the floor. I don't know where it is. I hear him. He pulls up and stops. He don't turn into the block. I hear the doors open up. I said, Joe, come on, let's get out of the car. He's going to kill us, bro. All of a sudden, I hear police sirens. People are now coming out of houses. They heard the crash, obviously. And I see them, and they go back in their car. The doors are closing. They hear the sirens. They're going to take off. Got him off my back. But now I got sirens coming. I can't find the gun. I'm in a stolen car. I told him, Joe, let's get the fuck out of this car, bro. Sammy, I need help. I get out of the car. I run around to the side. Now, I did get lightheaded and dizzy. I don't know. I know hitting the head. I don't know if I'm about to collapse, faint, but I'm getting lightheaded and dizzy. But I got to keep going until when I drop, I drop. He gets out of the car, and I put my arm around his neck, and he puts his arm around my neck. And I'm one arm around his back, and he's holding everything in. And we're going down the street. I get to an alleyway, and we run into the alleyway. People are out all over the place. Dozens and dozens of people are on the street looking at the cars, people talking to each other. Police cars have now pulled up. They're getting out. I said, Joe, we're going to get caught. They're going to come in and out of the alleys. We're not in the car. They're going to look for us. We're going to get caught. We got to get out and go to the next avenue and get out of here. Help me, Sammy. I put his arm around my neck, and I held on to it, and the other arm around him. He's holding himself together. And we hobble up the street. We get to the next avenue, and that's the big avenue as well, this way. And I see a cab coming. And I wave to the cab. And sure enough, he pulls up. I open the door on his side, behind him. I don't have a gun. I'm full of blood. I put my knuckle together like this, and I put it right to the back of his neck. And I tell him, just don't move or I'll fucking kill you. He obviously thinks it's a gun. He's almost crying. Please don't. Shut the fuck up. The other door opens, and he sees Joe Vitale getting in the car. Joe Vitale is a mess of fucking blood. Everywhere. The guy he's petrified. I tell him where to go, where my car was parked, where I would, after the robbery, would go, that I had a car. It's the only place I could think of going. We get there. I tell him, stop the car. I tell him, don't move. I'm going to get out of the car. If you do the right thing, when I'm out of the car and he's out of the car, I'll let you go. All right, all right, all right. He gets out of the car, Joe Vitale. I get out of the car. I push it hard into him. Okay, hit the fucking gas and go. He hits the gas. I mean, he left for a taxi cab, he left a patch of rubber. I mean, I don't blame the guy. He was probably horrified. And we get to my car. We get in my car. Joe Vitale is so fucked up, man. He's in the back seat. I'm driving. And I drive back to my neighborhood where one of my friends, one of the guys who was the head of the Rampers, Jerry Papa, is there. And I get to him. Jerry, we're hit. Boom. He comes out. He looks at it. Oh, my God. Yeah. I says, can we get a doctor? Do we know anybody? I can't go to the hospital. This thing is probably on a full report with cars smashed up and this and that. And he says, I don't know. We can go to a club. He was connected already with the Genovese family, a guy named Dutchy, made guy. So he wants to drive there. Maybe he could help us. I say, okay, go. I get in the passenger seat. He's driving the car now. So we go there and we stop. Me and Joe Vitale are in the car. Papa goes into the club. A couple of minutes go by, 2, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Dutchy is an older guy, gangster, comes out with Jerry Papa. And he looks in the car. He looks at me, puts his face further in. He sees Joe Vitale laying in the back. And he says, oh my God, Jerry, they're fucking dead. Bro, there's nothing I could do. Look at them. Get them the fuck out of here, bro. There's nothing I could do. Jerry gets back in the car. And he says, what do you want to do? The bleeding is starting to, I think, slow down or stop, one or the other. I'm not as lightheaded as I was before. And I said, let's go to the Coney Island Hospital. They got to take us. He says, all right. He starts driving to the Coney Island Hospital. I tell my friend Joe Vitale, I said, bro, when we get to the Coney Island Hospital, you're hurt more than I am. You're going to die if we don't do this. Get out of the car. Push the ambulance door, the emergency door. Push it open, flop on the floor. They'll run to you. They'll take care of you immediately. They're not even going to ask you questions. And you have a shot. What are you going to do, Sammy? I know somebody somewhere that I think it to help me. I'm not bleeding as much. I don't feel dizzy now. I'm going to try and stay away. And we do that. Joe Vitale gets out. He hits the door, pushes it before it even opens 100%. He just flops on the floor. And I see people running out. Nurses, doctors, whatever it is, are running out. They got him. That's the best I could do. Jerry Papa says, what are you going to do? I'm going to get my brother-in-law. There's a guy. He's a veterinarian upstate New York. We know him. Maybe he can help me. We drive back to where we got Jerry Papa the first place. He got out of the car, and I took over the car. I got my brother-in-law. He made some calls, and I went to upstate New York. And I went to this veterinarian that we know. More my brother-in-law knew him than me. But he obviously started taking care of me immediately. It was the day of the Beatles and all that bullshit. I had long hair, and he picked it up, and he looked at it. I got some stitches. He patched it all up. And he said, Sammy, another fraction of an inch, and the guy blows your fucking head right off your shoulders. The angle of the bullet, the way it went, it broke your skin. You could see through an x-ray, it touched your skull and it just kept going the opposite direction instead of right in your fucking head. So he patched me up. He did all of these things. And I was away. I wanted to heal from there. I was in touch with people, my brother-in-law and other people. Story on the street was the cops went and go see Joe Vitale in the hospital. Of course, it's a gunshot thing and they want to talk to him. They knew who we were. And they asked him a million questions. Word on the street was that me and Joe Vitale had an argument. Guns came out, blazing. I was hit, and I took off. Joe Vitale was hit, and he wound up, he was in the hospital on the critical list. That was the rumor. I have no idea how that rumor started, but I was hearing all this bullshit while I was away. After a little while, a couple of days, a week, I don't even know what it was, I started feeling a lot better. And it would take time for it to heal, but now I was bandaged up, my hair, I pulled it down over the bandage, over my ear. It was in my ear, it was in the back of my ear. I pulled the hair over, combed it up, because I was going to go back into Brooklyn. And police were looking for me all over the place. They were bothering everybody. Nobody knew where I was. So they were asking questions and breaking balls, but nobody really knew where I was anyway. And I figured it's time for me to go back. And I did. I went back. I went to, I believe it was the 62nd Precinct on Bath Avenue. And I walked in, there was a desk sergeant. And like I said, they knew us. The desk sergeant said, "Sammy, where the fuck have you been? We've been all over the place looking for you." I says, "I was away fucking around. Why? Why were you looking for me?" I already know why. So they said, "There's some detectives and people want to talk to you." So they took me upstairs to the second floor, the desk sergeant. Some questions, not a lot. And the detective sat me down and they started talking to me. Sammy, we know the story. What happened? I said, "Yeah, what happened?" He said, "Listen, Joe Vitale pulled out a gun. He threw a shot. He probably missed you, and you shot him back and did this, that, and the other thing. It was a shootout. We're not blaming you. You defended yourself. It wasn't your fault." And I said, that never happened. I don't even know what you're talking about. Joe Vitale's a good friend of mine. We didn't have an argument. We didn't have shooting. I don't know where you got all this bullshit. I was away with a nice little young chippy, and I was having fun. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. He says, "Oh, you want to be a cutie pie? You want to be a tough guy?" No. He says, put a pencil or something behind my hair and picked it up, and there was a bandage. He said, "What's that?" I said, "I had a fight with a guy, hit me with a pipe." That's where you got shot. I didn't get shot, no. Listen, Sammy, let's be honest now. I'm going to be honest with you. We spoke to Joe Vitale, and he told us the truth. How you shot each other. Now, they're playing with me, and I'm not a fucking jerk. Joe Vitale would have never said that, even if it was true. But it wasn't true, so he would have never said that. And they're trying to get me mad and say something. So I said, "Listen, I heard he's in the hospital. Where is he? He's in the hospital. He's in Coney Island Hospital. And he told you this story? Yeah. But he don't belong in the Coney Island Hospital. He belongs in a fucking insane asylum. Because this now, what we're just talking about is crazy shit that I never even heard. So, that's crazy stuff. Yeah, tough guy. I hope the next time you get shot, it goes right through your fucking head. Yeah. I hope I'm making out with your fucking wife when I got my tongue in her fucking mouth when that bullet goes through my head and comes out her fucking mouth. Oh, real tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I answered you the fucking questions the right way. Stop with some fucking bullshit. Stop playing with me. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I left. I went to the Coney Island Hospital, and Joe was there. Now, I was really afraid to talk because I don't know if there's bugs or wires or whatever. I don't know. So I leaned over and I kissed him on his cheek. And I think it probably looked like we were both gay because I leaned right into him even more, my cheek to his cheek, and I put my lips right to his ear, afraid of a bug. And I said, Joe, I heard all this bullshit, but when we talk back and forth, how do you feel? Said me good. They told me they took out my spleen and they stitched me all up, and I think I'm going to survive this. Good. I want to go over with you where we stole this car. It has to be them. This fucking guy, maybe he's an off-duty cop or whatever the fuck they were. We stole that car. That's what they wanted. These guys were willing to kill me and you over a stinking fucking bullshit stolen car. I'm going to go get him. I'm going to go back to that fucking neighborhood. I'll never forget what the fuck he looks like. And I'm going to kill him. He says, all right, bro, wait for me. Give me time to get the fuck out of this hospital. No, I got this, bro. You're going to be in here a while. You're still in the critical list. You're going to be here quite a while. When you come out, bro, they'll be dead. The guy I watched, if I find him, I'm going to go back to where we stole this car. I'm going to look for him. If I find him, I'm going to kill him. If you get better when you come out, we'll both take a look. But I think I'll get him. Sammy, don't do this. Just get better, bro. I'll see you soon. And I did. I loaded up. And I went looking for the car. I knew I would never get. The car was fucking destroyed. There's no way it would be looking for the same car. I hit fucking 6, 7 cars. The car was demolished. But I would sit there for hours on end. Early in the morning, people getting up to go to work or this or that. Different times I would pick so I could see as many faces as I could see. I wanted to see his fucking face. A couple of weeks went by, and I didn't see him. And Joe Vitale was coming out of the hospital. So he got out, and he came to the corner looking for me, and I went there. What's up, bro? How do you feel? We gave a hug and a little kiss on the cheek. How do you feel, bro? Did you find him? No. Let's go look. No, forget about it. We're going to get in trouble over there because I stood there for hours and hours on end, days on end, trying to see him. And that, believe me, I looked at every fucking house when people came out. I would write down addresses. Not that house. Not this house. Not that house. Maybe it's around the corner. I did everything, bro. We're going to waste our time. Not only waste our time, me and you sitting there waiting and looking and somebody's going to call the cops. They're going to see us. They're going to call the cops. We're going to get in trouble. So I told him about the whole story, what the cops told me. He was hysterical laughing. He said, Sammy, I want to talk to you and I want to be honest with you. What? He says, I quit. You quit what? The gang, the streets. Bro, I'm done. I met a girl. She's a hairstylist, beautiful girl. And I got a shot at getting married. You know, one time before this happened, I put my name in for a job, for all of these jobs, post office, bus driver, garbage department. I wanted, you know, if somebody would have called me back, you get good pay, you get a good retirement. He says, and people for the, I got a job as a bus driver. And you want to quit. I'm done, Sammy. That bullet took it out of me, bro. I'm done. All right, listen, bro. I don't blame you. You know, I wish you the best of luck. Hope everything works out for you. I don't know if you even want me to come when you get married as the best man, because you know I always carry a gun. So I'll be at your wedding with a gun, in church with a gun, when I'm the best man. He started laughing. He says, all this kind of stuff. We had a great talk, laughs, that. And he did. He left the life. He did get married. He got a kid, which I'll talk about in a second. And every time I was on 86th Street in Brooklyn walking, I would hear a bus blowing the horn. I'd look. Sure enough, it was my old buddy Joe Vitale blowing the horn. He's a bus driver. A couple of times he stopped the bus and Sammy, I could get you a job. I know the union delegate. Nah, I can't no more. I'm done. I'm cooked. You know that. I'll be robbing and God knows what the fuck I'll do. I mean, I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm beyond repair, bro. I appreciate it. And I really wish I could, but I can't. I got no education. I probably couldn't even pass a stupid fucking bus driver's test. So I'm just going to stay as it is. But remember, Joe, I'm always your friend. Anytime you ever need me, just call me. You know, and he said the same thing. I'm never going to need you in the street. You change your life. Leave it alone. Enjoy being a legitimate guy, a straight guy. You're a good guy. You're a tough guy. You did all of this. So that's how we wound up. Crazy thing is that years later, a Joe Vitale Jr. got in touch with me. It was his son. And I was talking about this story, and he heard about it and read it or heard me, and he'll probably hear this again. And he said, Sammy, I want to tell you this. What? He said, years later, his father died. And he said, before my father died, when I was young, my father told me about this story, about you guys and about what happened. I heard your video. Sammy, it was fucking word for word. I felt like I was listening to my father again. I heard your story. I heard him tell me it when I was a kid, and then he died, and then I heard you say it. You're on social media and stuff, and it's a phenomenal thing. Listen, you ever need me, call me. I was your father's friend. Tell your mother hello. I never really met her. I never really got friendly with her. If she needs me, she can call me anytime she wants. And by that time, I became a made guy in the street. wasn't a gang member anymore. I was a little bit of a heavyweight in the mafia. So it took quite a while. So, you know, thinking of that story and things to say, and it's not a lengthy story. I have a story that I'm going to talk about in the very near future. I'm talking with Mark and seeing if he's interested in the story, and it's about the Iceman and lawyers who were terrorists and stuff, and I got hooked up in that whole story. I wasn't a terrorist, so don't be waiting for that story. I never was a terrorist, but I was everything else, I think, but not a terrorist. But I'm going to do that down the road with Mark, hopefully, and there's a lot of things I'm doing, and hopefully I could keep this relationship with Mark and all of you guys, his audience. All you guys were great. I read the comments. You know, there's always that 1% negativity.
Always.
No matter who does what.
Mother Teresa would be getting that. Mother Teresa would get that kind of shit too.
It could come out and people will say she was a whore or some fucking thing. So, but 99%, because I read his comments too, are great comments. He's got great followers, and he does a great job. He's a great photographer. I'm going to do something soon, and I may make another big change in my life, and I may make Mark or ask Mark to come down if he wants to video this event. I'm going to become Donald Trump's vice president. I don't think he'll take me. But so, listen, I wish I could go a little bit longer, but this is
always. You're always great, Sammy.
That's it?
That's it. Awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.